everyone. I'm Melissa Fago, Creative Memories Advisor from Suffolk, Virginia. And I'm just wondering how many of you knew that Creative Memories has digital scrapbooking. Now, we love our paper scrapbooks, and I do not want to convert anyone to digital that loves their paper, but I do want to help those of you that maybe don't paper scrapbook or show you some benefits of getting just a few digital pages and including them with your paper scrapbooks. So let's go to our program. There's a couple of things I want to share. First, I want you to know that there is no program to download. There's no artwork to purchase. There's no program to purchase. It is all an online version, so it works with any computer that you can get on the internet with. You will need to create an account with Creative Memories in order to work with the program and save your projects. So this should say sign in, and I signed in already, so I'm going to sign out. I clicked the wrong thing. I'm going to sign out just so you can see that it's going to say sign in here. And when you click sign in, if you do not have an account, you will go here and create an account, or you can just sign in if you've already have an account. And one thing I'm going to point out before we get into even starting to create projects is that from your account, once you are in your account, you are going to find any projects that you create under My Custom Products. So that is where you will click to see any of the items that you may have created. So to tell you where, again, just to make sure you know, to find that, once you've signed in, it should come up to My Account, but if it doesn't, you go to My Account, and then that's when this gray list on the left will come up, and you will go to My Custom Products. All right, but to get started from scratch, you go to Shop and Digital. And I just want to point out a few things about digital. We're having this fun April Fool's thing today. So this is not an April Fool's video. We have custom spines that you can do for your albums where you create, they're embossed. Yes, that's the word. So you can write whatever you want on there. You can pick your spine color, your font color, where you want the font to go, all of that kind of stuff. We do have paper albums where you can create custom paper albums. We have a custom album cover as well as the refill pages that you can do. So say you have a project, wedding's a really good one, maybe a family history album that you've scanned all the pictures, you want to create the album because you want to give it to 5 different people. So you could create a digital album and then print 5 copies, which is really, really nice. You can do just an album cover and you can do just refill pages. And our refill pages come in a 16 pack, which is 32 sides, or a 2-pack, which is 4 sides. And I'm going to show you just the 2 sides, and everything we do works for every single one of these. The program works the same no matter if you're creating a spine, a page, a paper album, a custom cover, it doesn't matter. And you're going to see down here at the bottom that there are digital kits of our artwork that you can purchase. That is if you are using a program that is not Creative Memories. If you wanted to use our artwork in Canva and you're creating a flyer or postcard, you could download these kits and that you do purchase them by the kit, and then you could use them in whatever program you want to. So I'm going to create the custom refill pages. That is a 2-pack, and you see it says view details instead of add to cart or anything like that. So just view details. The main thing on anything, even if you're downloading your photos, is this one little line here with the checkbox, and it says, I own or have permission to use these. So you have to check that in order to continue, and then you click customize. This is when you will name your product, and I always like to use test. So I'm going to write the word test. Let's see what else showed up just in case. So, oh, I had other. So June, I think, showed up there as the last thing I did because I did pictures. So I will name this exactly what it is. If it's pictures, it's going to say June 23. And then that way, when it prints out, it's going to have that on there. If my custom album pages are for a particular album, like if this is just that 2-pack, and I am going to use it in my 23 album, I'll probably put 23 family. If it was for Christmas, it might say 23 Christmas. So, name it so that you'll know what it is when you go to find it, and you're not really limited to what it can say. And I do think you can use the same name twice, so be careful in doing that, because you may go look and not be sure what that is because you use the same name twice. All right. And when you click customize, it brings you to everything we have. You can start from a blank slate. You can use full page photos. And then we have pre-designed pages in a lot of our collections. A lot of times I don't want to say this for sure because it could be that it's not 100%, but it's definitely a lot of our fast to fab pages that you can use in this. And I would have to go compare, but I haven't compared. So one of the neat things is if you're like, oh, I really like this one, but I don't know that I want every page to be that. Just know that you can pick whatever starting point you want, and then you can change the pages out. And I love something blue, so we're going to start with that. So you could have clicked select or clicked right on it. Still not quite sure why we start with a blank page, but we start with blank pages, and it tells you these are placeholders. There's nothing here. Couple of ways that you can go from page to page is the arrows right here, and that flips your pages for you and shows you what's there. You also can click right on the pages down here at the bottom, and it'll go from page to page. This is a fun thing. Again, if you chose, say you were doing all 16 pages and you wanted to move some around, you can do reorganize. And so you can grab and drop your pages, maybe, and you can move them around. And so now you can see that I've moved them. And then to go back, I thought it was hidden. To go back, I go to spread view, and it brings me back to this. And you can see that now the darker blue pages are here, and the grayish pages, blue pages are in the middle. Another, just to say, there's a rearranged layout here in the top right. And so this is a way to just rearrange the pictures on those pages. So we're going to go into that more, but I wanted you to see that that was in the smaller view, not really in this view. So this is our first page, and a couple of fun things. There's lots. We're just going to go. I'm going to go in order. You're going to start. You see this little like legend. I lost my word, but your little choices over here. We're going to start with our photos. And first you upload your photos. One of the cool things with this is I do like to do most things like this on my computer, but I will come to my computer, create my project, and then go to my phone and upload the pictures from my phone into that project. I can go to my Creative Memories account right on my phone, pick the project, and upload the photos just like this. And so then I come back here to play with it. So that is just a little, you can do that to print your photos and everything. And for printing them, you could just print from right there. You may not need to come to your computer unless you were doing some editing or wanted to see them bigger so that you could decide which one you wanted or not. So you have the choice to upload photos. You have the choice of past uploads that you've already done. You also can connect to your Facebook account. And so this is a show all feature, and you can say, show me my used ones or my unused ones. And I love that feature. If you're creating more pages, several pages, and you don't want to duplicate the pictures you used, then you can say, only show me my unused photos. And then that way you'll only know to put those in. It will also autofill if you really want to. So you could have your photos uploaded and tell them to autofill it, and it'll fill all your pages in. Again, you can still change things around. So things that can be help make it easier or harder, depending on how you look at it. But autofill's great, and then you can delete photos or move them from pages. I want to show you past uploads. So it shows my past uploads. And then you go back. And I could connect to Facebook. I don't think I've connected to Facebook. I don't have a lot of pictures in Facebook. And then if I wanted to upload, this is going to be from what's on my computer. So you would click upload, and then you would go, find your pictures on your computer and upload them just like you're used to doing. So I'm going to go to past uploads and see, I think this is a good one because I've got some pictures in here that I know I want to play with for you. So on this page, I like my background. I'm going to keep my background, and then I'm going to add some pictures. But I think because of what I've got here, I might want more than one picture on this page. And I mean, more than two, sorry. So that's where we're going to change our layout. I will go down first to text. You can add your text boxes, but we're not going to do that until we're done. So that's kind of a little out of order to me. We're going to choose our layout. So you can choose one photo, two photos, three photos, 4, 5, whatever, with text, which is even really cool. And again, you choose 3, you go to pick your photos, you're like, oh man, there's 4. You can change it. You choose this layout. You're like, I don't really know. I want to try another one. You can do that. So we're going to do it that way. I'm going to pick a 3-picture layout. I'm actually going to pick this one because I think most of those pictures I was looking at are going horizontal. So you see that I'm in layout. I'm just going to go back to photo. There's one that I want to play with that I should have found ahead of time because it is the most beautiful picture that I feel like I have ever taken with, that might be it right there. We're going to do that in a full page. Might even do it on a cover and show you that too. So I was taking these to see, what I might like. This was trying to get some fun wave pictures, and I do have one horizontal in here that I might want to use. So we're going to play with that. So your picture, and all I did, if you saw, I didn't even click where I wanted them to go because right now I'm trying to show you, but if you wanted this one down here, if you had clicked here and then clicked on the picture, that's where it would have put it. But I didn't have anything clicked and it just put them right in order. So it really thinks a lot for you. So we're going to talk about that now. So now when I click on the picture, I have a hand in the middle. And if I click and hold and move my mouse, you can see that I can adjust the picture. So this is not a 4:6 size and my picture is. So, I'm able to move it around to set it right where I want to. You also can zoom in and out. And like I said, these features work the exact same on any of, and you see that it's like, oh, that's too much. You can't even get it focused here. Or maybe it's not focused that far away. So, and then this makes it the size that it should be. So you see how it is leaving the background there because this is what it would look like if it didn't fit the frame. Now, also when I clicked it, you get this bar here and it says the hand is what's grayed in because that's what it defaulted to. There's transform, and that's when you get all your sizing dots around the edges. You get your tilting dot, your, rotation dot, and you get your crossed arrows, so that's your moving. And it will do this is telling me that it's centered and it's lined up, so I know I can leave it there. If I decided I wanted some space, it still lets me know that it's centered. But you can see how all the guidelines, and this is very similar to other programs, but you have to be in transition in order to do any resizing or any moving of the picture. Here's rotate. So this is an automatic rotate of the picture if it didn't go the orientation that you wanted. This is move it to front or send it back, if you're layering things. And then this is the one that we're going to show with another picture where you can see how all the arrows are pointing outward. Then that is where it's going to fill the whole page. And then we have empty. Okay, I don't really want that picture. You can empty it. Or you can just grab another picture and drop it in. So if it's highlighted, we're going to play with this too. If it's highlighted and I decided that I didn't like that one, it didn't come in as clear, or the waves weren't doing what I wanted them to, I can pick another one. And I do want to show you that over here with your pictures, you can see that this has a 1. So even though I'm saying show all instead of unused, it shows you the ones that have been used. So you can do both. So you can go, oh, I used that one. Do I like this one better? For what you can see in these small little squares, but it does help. But if I click this one, do you see how the 1 moved there and it moved my picture over here? So if I choose this one, it's going to move it. Now I want to try that if we're off of a picture and then I choose it. Okay, so now that pictures are there, it will not automatically drop new pictures in. So that's a nice thing. You can't accidentally click one and it replace a picture that you just took all this time choosing, and now it's not there. So it has to be clicked in order for it to change what the picture is. You see the waves moving? That's what I was doing, playing with waves. I had so much fun. I love doing that, taking different pictures. So does that make sense? So you can, nobody's live, so I don't have questions, but you can type questions below and I will make sure to come back and look, or you can go to my Facebook group or page and post them there, and I'll be glad to help you out. All right, so easy there. So we're going to go back to layout because this is where we chose 3 pictures. I put my 3 pictures in, but now I'm like, I don't know if I like that layout. I'm going to try this one. And I just clicked on this one from this one, and it moves my pictures. Now, if you don't like which picture, you just click and drag it and drop it, and it will rearrange your pictures. And so that is another really nice feature. I can do this and it'll change them. You can try every layout until you're like, I like that one. Shows my landscape, gets this a little more with that waves, and excuse me, and you can still see I was on transform. There's also all your undo, redo, cut, copy, and paste. So I didn't mean to transform it. I wanted the hand. So, because I wanted to shift it over. I do that quite a bit, not paying attention to what's selected and think it's just going to let me do what I want it to do. So remember that. And again, if you don't remember it, just undo, not a big deal. And you see that it kind of defaults also. This one I'm going to make. So that's me zooming in so that I can get a little more, get a little closer. That's my way of cropping with this, is you can crop out what you don't want by zooming in. So you can zoom in a little more, depending on the picture. All right, and again, you can change all kinds of things. We've got with text. We even have a full page bleed with text. I'm not gonna mess this page up, not that it's saved, but we're gonna go to the next page. And we're going to choose with text. And when you even do a full page bleed, then you can do text at the bottom, and I'm gonna want to show you how to do that both ways. So we'll just choose whatever here. I don't like power lines, they made me mad. So you see I clicked it, it automatically put it there. I got some surfers, I wish I knew who they were. And then this is clicked on the picture, so it's hiding what's below. But if I go down here and click on my text box, it then gives me my text box. And you type your text in. You again have that transform option where you can resize this. You have your text option where you type your text in, and then actually you can change your font over here. You change the font size over here. You can bold it, italics it. You also can change the color. And now we have this sample they're naming it pick a color. So you can choose pick a color and come over here, and when you click, you see how this whole bar changed colors, and then my font changed colors down here. And I was wondering what color is going to show up best. I feel like you can't see any of it, but we're going to move it and we're going to see. So I'm going to take that out of the light, and where see you can put your title wherever you want. So even though it was at the bottom, I've decided now that I'd rather have it at the top. Look, and now it thinks it's not going to be because it's centered. So if you let it left, change it to left so that I can, if you had that hanging off and had this centered and you saw the words were in the right place, that's what's going to print. This is what's going to print. So even though it was telling me the words may not print, this is the preview, it would have printed. But, and then again, if I wanted to change my mind, I could empty it. Isn't that neat? So that's the full page with texting. I wanted to show you. So now that we've put it there, we're like, I don't know if I want the full page. Oh, wait, we got to click on our page. You see how it automatically put it on the next page because this one already has something there. So it's smart. So you see now it shrunk my picture and it put my text on the bottom. It shrunk it even more and left my text on the bottom. Now it's saying I can have two pictures and it kept my text. So what you type and what you do will stay here as you play and see what you like for your page, which is really fun. And it does an auto save, and it also has a save button at the top. I do tend to, if I've done quite a few things, then I want to hit save. I'm just careful like that, but I have forgotten to, and it's never lost any of my stuff. All right, so I want to play one more thing with pictures, and then we're going to go to backgrounds. So one of my favorite photos, which now did I go to? This is it. This is one of my favorite photos. I don't even want to admit this, y'all. That was with my phone in the car. And I absolutely love this. I'm putting it on a canvas and printing it. But this is really fun. So say you had it in here and you decided you wanted it to be your full background. You just click that button and it goes all the way up. Now it's a 12 by 12 page. It's a 4 by 6 photo. So of course it adjusts it. And if you wanted, depending on what parts of the picture you want, you can move it around with the hand and get it like you want it. You see there's no transform here because you can't do any transforming if it's a full page bleed. We're going to click spread. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, now we're going to go and delete these. And you can easily delete. I'm clicking delete on my keyboard because I tend to do that a lot. You can make a 2-page spread with this. And then I could add a photo in here, and I can add one photo to this page and then transform it to move it and make it a little bit smaller, make it whatever size I want. Once I put the picture in there, I might change it again, so that I see most of my picture. And then also can add another photo on top of my picture. So your pictures can be your background as well. So if you're not sure, first we chose background. Oh, no, now it's, and then we chose, so now it won't even do unspread. That's funny. I guess we would have to stop it altogether. It's not letting me unspread it, but we chose background and then we chose spread, which brought it to the 2 pages. So background, we'll just do 1 page, but this is now not letting me. So we probably have to start over, but that's a great 2-page spread. And I might even would have just put a picture of us or, typed a title on it. This would be a great, put some memorabilia in there. Really, really fun stuff you can do. All right. And then let's do, we're going to go back here and now we're going to talk about backgrounds. So I like my background. Say one of the next pages wasn't going to be this beach and I saw some graduation or sports pictures. And so I might go here and choose some grass. It was field hockey, so to do the background. And so I can change my backgrounds that way. You have all of our current product lines. And I really haven't paid attention. When Creative Memories started, they said that all of our current product lines will stay in the program as long as they're current. And then only twice a year will they remove them if they're retired or when they retire. So that means that if something retires in January to me, then it will still be here until June. Now, anything you create is saved and it's there. If you were to take that element out because you did some editing, then you would probably end up losing it and wouldn't be able to get it back. But if it's saved and it's there and you wanted to reprint that item, you would be able to do that. So you have lots and lots of choices with the backgrounds. And you do have the fast to fab choices as well as paper that comes out with that collection. So this is our new welcome baby. I don't know about you, but none of this looks baby. You could use this with a lot of different things, and they are doing that for us. So don't pinhole something because of the name. You might want to check it out and look through things if you're not familiar with our collection. But these are the fast to fab pages. So they've kind of got some decoration on them. You can add your pictures. I'm going to show you how to do other things as well. This collection also had a designer paper pack as well as a blue and a purple paper pack. So lots of choices with this collection, but that's how you can change your background. And if you wanted to go through every single one of these, see this one? Oh, this one's such a pretty collection. Has these already done for you. And then you can do the full page. So very nice, lots and lots of choices, like I said. And then there are some things in here that were not part of our collection. Let me see if I can find any. I know they've done it in the past. Like these might be, these are our theme packs and some of the sports stuff. So some things I think they are keeping. But oh yeah, some things like to me didn't show up. But they've got some pets collection. They've got different things for you to look through. I'm not seeing any, but every now and then there'll be something in here that's just for digital. So that's also fun. Like our National Scrapbook Day this year, getting ready to come up. They've already got that we have paper albums, and I bet you that these are from the paper album. So you get a fast to fab page right away from that, even though our paper albums are 8x8. This is a 12x12. So lots of fun things. I do want to say that there's also at the very top these plain colors and these do-it-yourself two-tone backgrounds. So a plain color, you can see project colors, that's only got 3. Your different shades of grays here. Neutrals, oh well, this looks like all different kinds. So you'd have to go through each one to see, but any of these that you choose will become your background. Woo, that's bright. And so that is your plain colors, and it's just one. So the designer papers and all usually have something on them. And again, it's a neutral type of design, but it's designed already for you. These would be plain. So it would be solid, almost like cardstock. And then you have your do-it-yourself two-tone backgrounds. And these are pretty fun because then you pick your colors. And so up here at the top, it's showing you the design you chose, and it's showing you the lighter gray and the darker gray. So what color you pick for your lighter gray is going to go in the lighter gray spot, and whatever color you pick in your darker gray is going to go in your dark gray spot. And if you change it, it doesn't keep your colors. So just know that pick your design, play with your colors. Like here, you could create your own polka dot. I'm gonna watching baseball here a lot lately. I'm gonna do some Orioles colors. You know, if you're saying we don't have a color paper that you would like, you also can pick a color. So if you load your picture in here first, you could do that pick a color over the picture and match it to your picture. And you can do that with your font colors as well. So it's an amazing program for not having to purchase anything and for, you know, only having to pay when you order. My niece's graduation is burgundy and gold. That's a really pretty paper. So, and again, those are also, you know, lots and lots of choices there. Here's some gradient papers. This is painted garden. This is painted garden. Very, very pretty. So you can also do borders. We're just going nuts, y'all. So this is on your pictures. So you can pick that you want. Now it added a picture because I didn't select one that was here. So let me click this and then click the border. And so it's doing a black 40-point border. It's doing a white 40-point border. And I know you couldn't see that real well when it was black. Let me go off of it. So now you see how this doesn't have a border and that one does. You can do white. You've got a black 80 as your default and a white 80. However, you also can pick anything in between that you like. You can also go back and change your color. And it does remember colors that you've used recently here at the top so that you don't have to go back and wonder what color you used. Might like that in the burgundy better. You know, I might not. So you can play back and forth. And actually, I could have used undo and redo. Down here, we know we're going to like and then when I'm on this, I just want you to know that you can go up here to the 3 dots and you can apply to surface or apply to all. And apply to surface is to this page. Apply to all is to every new photo frame that you put in your project. So if you were doing a theme and you wanted them to all be the same, you could do that as well. So that's a really nice feature. And again, I can change my mind and decide that's not big enough, and I can apply it to the surface and I don't have to remember what I did. Pretty cool. All right, and then we want to talk about elements. So these are our embellishments. And so you can go into any of these embellishments. I'm trying to think what might even look good with this. We could do, I don't have pictures in here, so I'm not sure why it really matters, but we're gonna make it look somewhat. So I guess I'm gonna go to the school. The sports don't work for mine because they don't do field hockey. It's not a big across the country sport. It's an East Coast going to the Midwest some. And if you know, it's reaching out to the other side. But we have a lot of choices here that I can easily, we could add, I love my team. We could, any of, I can always make these work because um, I guess have to. Let's see, Go Team's another one you could do. And all I'm doing is clicking on the item and it's adding it to my page. And so Game Day is another one, like, if it was the game, that can work with any sport, right? My MVP can work with any sport. MVP, ball, champs, legend, all of these, you've got choices of what you can do. All-star can be for any sport. I wanted to see, because we have our new back to school ones, but I don't know if because these are really good. These were wonderful. Yeah, compliments. This is what I was really looking for. So these are really good, and we have a lot of the same idea. Game Day. These other ones I was looking at are our older ones. Game On. You've got the specific sports, but you've got your medals, you've got MVP, like I said. On the field, she's playing on a field too, right? Yeah, so you can see that there's lots and lots of choices, and all you do is add them in. And the neat thing is you can size them just like we did with everything else. I could even do this, probably not here, but in scrapbooking, and I can cut a circle that looks like a ball and change it to a field hockey ball with a few of these. But the cool thing is, just like with our pictures, we get our same choices or similar choices down here. We have the transform, so I can make it as big or as small as I want to. I move it to where I want to on my page. I can bring it to the front. I can send it to the back. If I had it small enough and I wanted it to overlap the other way, I can keep it big and bring it to the front so that it's on top of the picture. And then I can delete it as well. I can even tilt it if I didn't want it straight. So lots of similar choices. Just always look at your little bar down here and see what you can do. And you can play with them and resize them. And if you end up not liking it, you can do delete and take it right back off your page. So that's one of the elements. I want to show you a few other elements. So that's, again, same with the collections. These should match the paperbacks and all from the other page. So if you did pick one, then you could come here and see what we have that matches those collections. A few things, there are some tonal words. And so you can pick one of the words and add it to your page, and it comes in a certain color. But just like everything else over here in the top, we have our color match, or pick a color, or pick any of the colors that are in here, and you can change the color of this. And maybe I want it to match because I already have Game Day in here. And you see that there's actually some different shades. Let me go really small. See how there's different shades of this red in here? So you can pick, whichever color you wanted, excuse me, and you can even make it match any color that's on the page. So if you had a picture in here that you felt like it would match, I'm going too fast, and so it doesn't. Oh. I've been playing a lot. It's like down there. And so that one I drug over so that, instead of clicking it. So if I didn't click it, there's so many different ways to get your pictures in here, but that one I knew I wanted it to go right there. And so I drug it over. And then I want to zoom in a little bit to get right on those. These look blurry here, but I'm going to tell you they weren't when I printed them. So that's interesting. And then I want to zoom in on this one a little bit. And then I'm going to move it up. And a lot of times I will resize mine to do my cropping so that I don't have all of the other stuff in there that I don't want in there. I really didn't want these guys in there. So say I did kind of want to match the color on this word. Did you see that I was in photo? Even though I clicked on my element, it did not change what I was doing here. But all I had to do was go back to elements, and here's my word, and here's my color. And so say I kind of wanted to see if her shirt color would stand out a little better. Or maybe these yellow dots, I wanted to match to that color, even though she's more gold. But then that gave another shade, because here it is on the field, and you can see that you can get a couple different colors in this goldness in the field. So, you can't see that very well, but you get my idea, right? I'm gonna move this down here so you can see it better, and I'll move it. And again, I'm on transform, so I'm able to just click and move it, but it may or may not work, if you don't have that clicked. And you can only do one item at a time. You cannot do more than one. There's no selecting both. It does have a few features if you're used to some things that may not work that you're used to in designing. There's also tonal journal boxes. And so these come in and they're already colored for you. This one happens to be a scallop oval, but again, I can transform it however I want. I can, and it's not letting me go from the middle, so you can only make it bigger or smaller. And again, I could change the color. So if I wanted to match that gold that I just did, actually that's not the one I just did. This is the one I just did. And then I would have to then add the text box on top of that to type it. So we're going to go back to text. We're going to say add empty text box. And you see how it comes in. It's already in that transform. The box does not let you make it bigger. It does it by your typing. So then it gets bigger as you type and will fill your space. So you can make it left to right bigger. You can tell it if you want it left centered. You can center this. See how it's giving me all my lines? So I know that I'm centered. I can change my font color. It's blue. I'm gonna go pick this red just so that it stands out. I probably should pick the burgundy. That's gonna bug me. So you can do all kinds of stuff. Bold it, make it bigger. We do have a few fonts that you can choose from, and they're the same fonts that you can choose for your spine engraving. So that's also really nice. So pretty cool. Lots, again, lots and lots. And then there's one more thing that I want to show you under this tonal. And the last is our border maker cartridges. So these are not all 100% current. Some are discontinued border maker cartridges. And what you do is you click on the cartridge and it puts it in here again at a neutral color. So you can go and make it another color. What's a pretty beach? I'm thinking sand, but I don't want it to mix in with my sand. So we're just trying to go with the brown or that. You see that it brings in basically one punch. And it may or may not be the size that you want. So you can resize it, just like we've done with everything else. And then the cool thing here is to copy and paste. And then you move it. And if you look, see how my lines are all telling me that it's good? And then paste again. And then it tells me my lines are all good. paste again. And it tells me I'm good. And let's see, if it's not pink, then I'm not touching, right? If I don't have that pink straight line. And then I'm going to do one more. And you see that it's not showing on this page because I am not working on that page, and it will not bleed over to that page. So, oh, it's because I'm clicked on here. Now, to me, I see white space between these, so I might nudge it if it'll nudge. I might have to. Like transform has to be clicked. So see how there is some white, even though it was giving me that pink line. So now I'm going to transform them and move them over. That time it remembered transform. You see that the lines go off. I'm using my arrow keys on my key to nudge it across. And you also can zoom in. And you see here, it's telling me where I'm zoomed into. So I can just click and drag that box to make sure that everything is like I want it. So you could go over your whole page that you designed this way and see. And you can leave it, you know, if you wanted to see it and read your journaling, you know, or something like that. Let me do that on that back page. So if we wanted to zoom in, and then we want, it's right there because this isn't a big zoom, but you know, and you wanted to see what you were journaling, but then you wanted to go, okay, I wanted to see this part of the page. Oh, that picture is clear. It just didn't look so when it was small. That makes me feel better. And there, oh yeah, I like how that's centered. That turned out good. So again, there are things that I may have forgotten or missed, but these are some of the great features that we have to help you create your pages. And I tried to touch a little bit on all of them. And again, it's a custom cover, it's a custom spine, it's refill pages, you know, it's pages. And our pages come with what we call jeeping, and that is the seal around the edges. So these will print just like if you were to buy plain pages from us that you were going to create traditionally, and then you put them right in our same flex hinge bound album. I want to show you how to add this to your cart. I'll show you that again up here. It's add a picture, add a photo box, add text so that you don't have to go over here and do it, and rearranging your layout if you get your pictures in there and you just want to see what it does. You can preview your project, and then you flip through your pages to see if it's what you want. And then you can save it right here as well. And I do like to hit save and have the check before I go to add to cart. And then you add it to your cart. It's like this is your final step to make sure this is what you want, because these are, you know, specific to you and customized. So you want to make sure everything looks right, everything's displayed right, and the right product that you want to order, and then you agree and add it to your cart. Now the secret here is it signed me out while we were working, which is really funny, but my project will still be there. So I'm going to sign back in, and you'll see right here that here is my test product, and I'm going to go back to edit it because that's what I have to do in order to get it in my cart. I did not pay attention to my cart to see if it was there. So now I'm going to add it to my cart. I'm going to agree to add it to my cart. You know what? I'm going to show you that it was all there because it did let us save it, even though it signed us out, which is kind of funny. So all of the stuff we did up even until the last thing is in here. And I want to show you that I have this text box that I did not use. And when you go to preview, it will not print. So if I had a, let's add a photo box. And if you go to preview and you did not put a picture in that photo box, it will not print. So those are some nice things that if you happen to miss it and you didn't realize it was there, it won't print if you don't edit it. Now, embellishments, things like that, yes, they will, unless they are hidden in the background, you know, they didn't get brought forward or something. So I'm going to add to cart. And I just like to point out, because you think, oh, this kind of looks like my cart, but it says back to edit or add to cart. And this is if you happen to be ordering and you wanted to order more than one of something, you can add this to your cart and you can change the quantity before you add it to your cart. And that's going to come in handy. Say you wanted to create a plain paper album for a kids camp and it was for Girl Scouts. You could create a book that and create all the pages and design them towards your Girl Scouts, and then you can print. They're $10 a book. Print 5 books. Say you were doing a bachelorette, you know, or a wedding thing, and you wanted to have books for your bridesmaids. Then you could create the book, excuse me, and then order however many you need. Excuse me, for each bridesmaid. I just dried my throat out there. All right, I wanted to show you a couple things real quick. I'm not going to do as long as that, but with our custom cover, and mainly because of that that picture that I used. And we're going through the same steps. I should have said it. I chose custom cover. I'm saying I own it. I'm saying customize. And this time I'm going to say cover, so then I know what I'm deleting. I'll go back and show you that in my products. And I'm going to say photo cover. And then it shows you all of your choices. And I clicked past uploads. It actually knew what we were just working on. And so I did that really fast. Go back and rewind that and pause and see each click that I made, because now it's not going to do it. It said past uploads. It had a different type of screen, and it had the 4 or 5 pictures that I had just chosen in that previous project. And I was able to click the one that I wanted without having to go back and search for it, which is really cool. And if you want this box ever out of your way, you can click the X and it'll go away. But this is one of my favorite features. So it's on the background, but now I'm going to, well, spread. Sorry, see, that's, and maybe that was in the other one and I missed it, but I don't think so. So I'm going to tell it to spread it. And now this is going to be the cover of my album. How cool is that? Very fun. And I can add text, you know, summer vacation. And I can change my font. And I can change my font color. I'm a dark blue girl. If I had a color in here that I wanted, I could have made it match. But I wouldn't want it to, I want it to stand out. And then you can transform this and you can make this bigger or smaller. You also move it. See how my lines are telling me that it's centered. Say that I decided I didn't really want the year here. This is something one of my customers did, and I've already done a ton of my books. It defaults that there's a block at the bottom and a block here. You also have layouts for your spine, so it gives you, but you can also add a text box anywhere you want. I'm trying to get to this one. And then I'm going to move this up here, and then I'm going to make it bigger. It's actually automatically going to size if I type my text in there. And then I'm going to go change my text by clicking text, choosing that same one. And then I'm going to go back, see how my color was still there. I feel like I should have walked you through that much, but I went to text. I changed my font. I changed my size. I can bold it. See, is this one bolded? I can bold that one to make it stand out a little more, but I love that they put the year up here. And then when they're on your shelf, they'll all match. You can also take and do the same. I wanted to try something before I typed that. If I choose this one and do copy and then come here and say paste, then I don't have to retype it. Click transform. I did have to click on the page. And then delete that. And did you see it made me empty it? And then it made me delete the thing. And then I can turn it. I can resize it. I did not have to retype anything. And I can put this anywhere on my page that I like. And that's now going to be my front cover. And it's saying that it may cut off. So let's go preview and see. And I feel really good about that. If it's there in preview, and what's happening here is my box is off the page. And that's what I wanted you to see. So if you have your box off and you say preview and you can still see it, then you are good to go. And I'm gonna, and then preview again. So, how cool is that? So anything you do get your font set, if you get a text box set, you can also have that same option on the pages, inside the pages, not on the cover, to say apply to all. And so once you get a text box like you want it, you can say apply to all. And anytime you add a text box in that project, it's going to keep the font, the size, the color, everything. And then you still can change it if like the color doesn't work, or, you know, the size is a little too big or too small, then you can edit it, but it gives you where you can kind of keep some consistency. But I wanted to show you how you can add a picture and make it bleed over the entire cover. And then your spine even continues the picture, which is really amazing and fun to do. So I hope this was good and that you learned some things that maybe you didn't know. I want to show you that I didn't click save on that, but look, it's there. I wanted to show you a past project. Oh, maybe it's not. That once you place your order, it says duplicate. And so, this must be something I was playing with, which I think is pretty neat. If it says duplicate, then you've ordered it. And in order to order it again, you have to click duplicate. It'll want another name, and then it'll say edit, delete, and duplicate if you with that new name. So you know you have ordered it when it only says duplicate. You can go in and do edit and make any changes. And if you're ready to order, if you're like, oh, I thought I ordered that and I guess I didn't, you have to go to edit and then add it to your cart in order to, I'm just going to see if that's saved, just so y'all know. Oh, did you see that? It said recover. So it really kind of didn't save because I was in the middle of it and went out to my thing. This time I clicked save. And so that was great. And so it did recover it. I don't think if you get out completely and come back, it'll do that. But now my cover, depending on your RAM and all that depends on what you're going to see here. So it changed. You see how we're not seeing the actual pictures. I'm going to try to read. So I hope you will try this. If you have an advisor, please go to your advisor's website. If you don't, it's creativememories.com/user/Melissa Fago. F is in Frank, AGO. And I would love for you to try it out and see what you think and order a couple of pages to add in. I did want to mention that a couple other things that I do. I will create my pages and save room for memorabilia. So I'll have my memorabilia with me and I will be like, okay, I want to put a brochure here. So I'll guide my pictures to this side. I might want to put a border maker cartridge out of paper on there instead of on the digital. I like to add some paper embellishments. I like to add some paper borders sometimes. excuse me. So I'll create my pages knowing that I'm going to go back and add those things once I get them. And then you kind of get like a double feel to it. So it's really kind of cool. And every now and then you might create just the background pages and then print your pictures and add your pictures and your embellishments, and you've created your own Fab album. So lots and lots of choices of things you can do with digital. I hope you'll try it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.